Hey, what's going on everybody? Paul Tech here. Today we're going to take a look at two Metro PCS devices, and we're going to do a GeekBench 3 test between the two of these. So the phone to my right is the new ZTE Zmaxpro, and the phone to my left is the LG K7. So both of these phones are being offered from Metro PCS right now, so I figured let's go ahead and do a GeekBench 3 test and see the numbers that we do get. Now, of course, these numbers don't mean everything. Real life world usage, of course, is going to come down to what matters. But just for this test, I'm going to go ahead and do a GeekBench 3 and just take a look at the numbers and see how far apart these two devices are from each other. So I got my ZTE ZMAX Pro here, just got it yesterday, August 1st. Really nice looking device. So far, no issues with it whatsoever. And to my left, I have the LG K7, which I've had for some time now. As if you take a look at the device, it actually has some wear and tear on it, as you can see there. So with that being said, let me go ahead and power these devices on. Now, one thing you are going to notice with my LG K7 here, it has taken a fall without a case, but everything still functions perfectly fine on the device. No issues whatsoever with the LG K7, other than the cracked screen there. But you can still use the phone, you can make calls, Google, YouTube. There's no issues other than just the crack in the display. So, first of all, let's make sure all the recent apps are cleared, which they are, so there are no recent apps running there. Now, next we want to go is to CPU-Z here. Now, one thing I can say between both of these devices, this is a good one-handed device. The LG K7, I can actually use this device with one hand with no problem. I'm going to try to do one-handed usage on the ZTE ZMAX Pro here. So as we take a look at what's under the hood on both of these devices, we do have the Cortex A7 on the LG K7 here, 4 cores, and we have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 615, 8 cores on the ZTE ZMAX Pro here. I'll kind of scroll down. You can kind of see the GPU there between the two devices. Let's go ahead and take a look at screen resolution there. So of course, this is a 480p display on the LG K7, and this is a 1080p display on the ZTE ZMAX Pro here. So there is going to be a difference, of course, with display size-wise. Of course, 6-inch display versus a 5-inch display, so you can see the difference between the two there. Let me go ahead and just turn these off, turn them around, so you can kind of see the difference there with the two. So this is definitely the larger phone between the two here. So let's go ahead and get back to this test. Of course, we do got the fingerprint scanner on the ZTE ZMAX Pro and no fingerprint scanner. But we do have a removable battery on the LG K7 and no removable battery on the ZTE ZMAX Pro. So there are some pros and cons with, both devices. So you can see the system there. And let's go to, we got an ad there. So let's go to sensors. So you can see clearly the difference in sensors you are getting between the two devices. So again, this is just to show the difference between these two. For instance, if you're going to Metro PCS and you're undecided, should I go with this device here or should I go with this device? Hopefully this will give you a more clear picture of which device to choose. So ZTE ZMAX Pro, LG K7. So let's go ahead and exit out of there, and let's go to GeekBench 3 now. All right, so you can kind of see the system information there. This is on 5.1.1. This is on 6.0.1. We got the Adreno 304, Adreno 405. Let's run the benchmark test. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we get. I haven't run this test yet, so I'm pretty curious. One thing I gotta say about this red line on top of the ZTE ZMAX Pro, that's the battery saver mode that's on. I'm not a real huge fan when you are on battery saver mode that this red bar does show up. As you can see here, this battery is almost dead, and I don't have let's see if battery saver mode's enabled. Let's see. Okay. So click battery saver mode. So even on the LG K7, when battery saver mode, when the LG K7 is, enabled, you don't get that red bar on top of it. That's one thing I really don't like, that red bar on top. I mean, it's not a deal breaker or anything. It's just something I'm not a big fan of when it comes to the battery saver mode. I know the Moto X Pure Edition and the Nexus 6 has that same thing when you enable the battery saver, but me personally, I really don't like the red bar there. So, LG, this battery is almost completely drained and still no red bar on it. So looks like the ZTE ZMAX Pro has finished with a single core score of 751, multi-core score of 3,127. So not bad. Now to the left of us, LG K7, single core score 301, multi-core score 996. So there's definitely a pretty big difference, I would say, between the two here, especially in multi-core score from 996 to 3,127. So just wanted to, just do this test because some people do care about the GeekBench 3 test. They care about the single core score, the multi-core score. So I always include that in reviews that I do for YouTube here. So there you have it. Those are the two scores between the two devices. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't, please subscribe for more future videos. For instance, the ZTE ZMAX Pro versus the Nexus 6, or the ZTE ZMAX Pro versus the LG G Stylo 2 Plus, and I have a whole bunch of other devices to choose from to do comparisons and reviews again. So once again, this is Paul Tech, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.